I'm here in Alabama, and I have my nice hot drink. I'm gonna bring it over to Aisha.
All right, what's up? We are going to go around the room, introduce ourselves. But Southern Sisters is so happy to have you. All right, Maya, we are so happy to meet you. My name is Aisha, and I'm also a part of Southern Sisters. And we are ready for some spooked up conversation. Let me pass it over to my homegirl, KK. Tell us who you are.
Hi, everybody. I'm Karen. I'm a part of Southern Sisters, and we're ready to get into these spooked up topics tonight. So just tune in, listen in, and let's go. Okay, Sophia, you're up.
Hello, how y'all doing today? I want to make sure that y'all know who we are and what we're about. We are Southern Sisters. My name is Safira, and I'm ready to get this party started. But I want you to remember, go on our Facebook page, go on our Instagram page, and go on our YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe to our page. Make sure you like and you share our page. Let's get it started, ladies.
Let's do this. All right, so before we get this conversation going on and get into these spooked up topics, we got to have us some spooky drinks, if you know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to kick it off with my lovely spooked up drink that I want to spotlight tonight because, you know, I got to have the liquor flowing to get into these topics.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show y'all the finished version of my drink. We smoking up in here and ready to spook. Little smoke and little drink, you ready to talk. So let me take a sip, make sure it's right. Baby. Make this drink right quick. This is super simple and it's great for a party. I call this my wine on smoke, smoky wine. So I got my little cup. You can do whatever you want for your cup. All you need is a little bit of dry ice. A little bit of dry ice in each cup. Drop it into a cup. The smoke starts. And then you can watch. I love some wine. I got my wine, and to be in the spirit, I got some apathetic inferno red blend. Red is the blood, right? Okay. Now that might be the blood of Jesus. That's what we're gonna go with. Jesus drank wine. So it's started. Put my little wine in there and look at that smoke, baby. Yes. Now I need my wine pour to stop. There we go. Now, this is a little weird, but I love this ingredient. The next ingredient is simply some Coke. Have y'all ever mixed Coke and red wine? Now, I'm going to tell you, try it out. It's actually pretty good. So I'm going to pour me a little half a cup of Coke in there. Woo, smoke. We smoky up in here. But you know what? If you're having a hot day, your guests are going to love it. So I got my Coke in there for fun, just for some dazzle when it actually, the smoke stops going. You can put a little bit of golden sprinkles in there. And it's the same sprinkles you find in your bakery section and put on your cakes. So I put a little tab of sprinkle in there. And I'm smoky for the night, y'all. So I'm going to drink my drink. All right. Yes. You up next? Woo! All on you, Maya.
Hey, so this is the finished drink that I have. It's a little scary, got the little blood going down. I'm gonna show you how to make that real nice and smooth. So we're gonna start with our glass, and we're gonna do a little bit of blue nectar, tequila. Pour some little tequila up in there, a little shot. Let's measure that out. Let's measure that out. Get a little shot going. We don't want to get too little tipsy. So we always want to measure it out. You know. Pour some little tequila up in there. Yeah, I almost forgot to dip my thing. So I'm supposed to dip it in here to get the blood going. This is Kool-Aid and sugar. If y'all from the hood, y'all know what that's about. You take them bags of sugar and Kool-Aid to school. Y'all know y'all used to do that. Then I got my ice cubes. You're going to put that around the rim to get that bloody look. You're going to dip it in that sugar. Then I got me some sparkling cider. Woohoo! Woohoo! Sparkling cider. Gonna pour that sparkling cider in there. Yum, yum to the yum, yum. I'm gonna put me another ice cube in there for color. And when you dip it into the sugar and Kool-Aid, this is the bloody look that you're gonna get up with. It's gonna look like blood coming down. And y'all, it's so good. And then you can just, lick the outside. Lick the outside because it's so good. Take you back to childhood when y'all had that bags of sugar and that Kool-Aid. Y'all know what I'm talking about? And
Yes.
The sparkling cider give us a nice little fuzzy taste to it, and the tequila give you that little kick that you need, the little buzz you need, take it down the rest, Okay, I'm gonna kick that over to Safira. Safira, what you got over there?
Okay, let me tell y'all what y'all got, because your girl is on a diet, honey. She needs to lose a little weight and pull from the table, so she's keeping it cute. So what I have right now is I have my nice little round ice cubes that I got from my refrigerator. And I have my zero sugar Minute Maid pink lemonade. And then I have a little Stella Rose. What is this? The pink Stella Rose, and it is very good. This is also for someone that don't like to drink, because I don't like to taste the alcohol, but I wanted to have a little fun tonight with you ladies. So I put a little fruit in there. I put a little honeydew melon, watermelon, and cantaloupe in here. And it tastes so good, y'all. It's simple, it's classy, and it's just a vibe. So Karen, I'm gonna go ahead and kick it over to you.
Okay. Well, as you can see, I did mine. I just had mine on chill all day. So I got the Stella Rose Red. If you've never tried it, it's really good. Okay. And the red, like I used to say, I made water into wine. So we got the red going on. Stella Rose Red. And then I have my cup here. It's been on chill all day. So it's really good. It's really sweet. Red wine is good for you. So we can, make that a part of our daily routine and help the heart, So this is going to be my spooky drink for tonight. We're going to relax out. We're going to talk and get into these spooky topics.
Let's do it. We are drinking good. I cannot wait till we can come together and share these drinks in person, because I like me some red wine, some peach wine, and some tequila. I'm drinking it all. I'm going to be messed up the next day, but that's okay. So with that being said, drinks in hand, ladies, let's do a virtual toast. Give me a toast, ladies. Hold them glasses up. And a sip for the road.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, I think we're ready.
Nice chilling.
We are ready for some spooked up conversations tonight. So with that being said, I'm gonna kick it over to Safira, because honey, she knows how to get a conversation started tonight. Safira, go ahead and get us into this topic.
Well, let's jump right on in it. My first discussion that I want to talk about, it is all on the headlines, and it's Jada Pinkett and Will Smith, and how she keep putting their business on Front Street and embarrassing Will like that. How do y'all feel about that, ladies?
Baby, Maya, you better say it with me. That is what?
That is spooked up.
Baby, honey, Safira, she done put that mess all in the streets.
Yes.
I didn't even read the whole article, so tell us more.
So basically, she's just saying how, when she's been in a relationship with Will for so long, they've been together for 20 plus years, and it's kind of hard. She assumed that he would know, how to please her and take care of her, but sometimes, she have to tell him what she need him to do. And I just feel like first you had the situation, and now you putting his business out about you and him and his relationship and y'all relationship in the bed. So I'm just like, what is the problem? Are you out to get him? Did he do something to you? Because you had the entanglement, and now you're putting your business out on Front Street. So what's going on?
Okay, who got an opinion on that?
Huh?
I said, who got some thoughts on that? Because I know I do, but y'all know I talk too much. So who got some thoughts before I go in?
I think it happened as because they got an open relationship. And to me, sometimes when you have an open relationship, that's going to bring in a lot of stuff, and it's going to put you, to me, in my opinion, it's going to put you on the wrong track, because you got an open relationship. to me, it's supposed to just be a man and a woman. You know what I'm saying? A man and a woman is sacred because, when you marry, especially, the bed is undefiled. So, but if
Right.
you have an open relationship, you bringing in problems. And I mean some
Mm.
serious problems in my opinion. I think that's at the point that they're at now. And then with her, she said, it could be too, she could have met somebody that's possibly better than him. And with that being said, this is the point that they're at now.
Yeah.
So, because sex does play a role in a marriage.
Oh, it does. Them facts right there. You speaking the truth, KK.
Yeah.
Mike, what you thinking over there?
Well, I think that I'm not a kiss and tell person, period. I understand she has a platform and she needs to, put all herself out on the platform if that's how she feel. But I've never been a kiss and tell type of person. What I do is my business. You know what I'm saying? And that's between me and that other person. But other people don't see it like that, Some people want to put, other people's business out on the, just say, hey, I want to relate. Can you relate to my situation? Or can you, your nationality is just like, and for me, I feel like you have soul ties and then you have sex. You have people that you interact with that spiritually you have a connection, and you don't necessarily have to have sex with that person to have that connection. And then you have a connection with someone that may be just sex, and you may just have a soul tie with that person and you're addicted. So understanding yourself and understanding that there is soul ties out there, and also understanding that you can have sex with one person and just be addicted. But I'm just the type of person, I don't put my business out there because it's nobody else's business. I don't need to brag or boast about anything. If I want to learn about something, I'll watch a video. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to be sitting there conversating with somebody about what me and my husband do, because for me, it's between me and my husband. If it's something that we need to work on, we'll work on it together. Just saying.
I hear you. I'm with you because I think it was definitely spooked up, because at the end of the day, I think the narrative that they've put so much of their business in the street. So then you question it, what's the motive behind it? Is it a platform there? Are you looking for some sympathy? Are you trying to get ratings? Like, what is it all about? But even just the title of those articles, I was like, I'm not going to read this mess because this is too spooked up. And I actually started feeling sorry for Will. I'm like, well, damn, Will, you need to stay. You need to put. I know he got some dirt on it, but Will is, he is handling this very well. He very rarely comes out. And then the last time he came out, wasn't he crying? I mean, what is happening? You know what? I'm going to say this. Back in the day, I'm with Karen when you say, you dipping in 2 pots, so you got a side piece. You can't focus on what might be at home. Okay?
Right.
But, as you're married and in a serious relationship, I think that's when that is cut off. You cannot be, sharing a pot. You can't even focus and enjoy what you are involved in and have made a commitment to. And I think when you're in a marriage, when you are focused just on you and your spouse in a sexual manner, that's what's going to allow it to continue to grow. And your automatic second nature is going to be built to the person that you're married to, and not to the person I'm married to. And then I'm thinking about the one I'm going to hit on Saturday. You can't focus like that. And to Maya's point, it's definitely a soul tie. So, honey, I'm going to just say, Saphira, that's a spooked up conversation.
Yes, it is. I just want to add in also, when you're in a relationship, you have to be open to hearing each other, because when you're not, that's when things like that happen. If your spouse is coming to you and she's saying, hey, I need you to do this to please me, or I need you to do that to please me, and you don't do that, that's when people go out and start searching for what they have lost in their relationship or what they need for themselves. So we gotta remember that when we're in a relationship, it's not just about you, it's about your partner too. Because I feel like she's crying out for help. She's on this public platform and she's saying, hey, I need this whole world. So it's either like he gonna get it together and he gonna meet her halfway, or they both need to separate, because she already done had the entanglement, so she out there looking for something. It
took her entanglement to public with pictures.
They talk about his infidelity. I've seen stuff about him.
True.
And You know,
Right.
I seen stuff about August Alsino, so it's kind of hard to come up behind August Alsino. You like,
What you say here? He the Fresh Prince no more.
okay, you know, so you got to come with it or let her go, and she got to let
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But I think so. I think that sometimes when you're married a long time, sometimes you have a spiritual connection, and sometimes people go out and want that sexual connection. You know what I'm saying, with someone else, or maybe think they can go get a sexual connection with someone else. And I think, and I'm not one to judge, to each his own, but you know, I just feel like in a marriage you should grow together, sexually, spiritually, physically, everything, grow together within that marriage, and that way you don't have to seek out. But unfortunately in marriage sometimes people don't grow on the same level. You know, that's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, honey, that's when you put your costume on. Get in the bedroom. Come meet Keisha in the bedroom.
Who you want me to be tonight?
Okay.
Look, I can do the blue wig, the yellow wig, the red heels. Don't play with me.
Don't
A,
play.
look, a bodysuit, anything. Honey. Yep.
Okay, what you looking for? Let me know what she look like, and I'm gonna make it happen.
Right. And nowadays you
Right.
really can make it happen. Who you like? I can be her too.
Yeah.
Right. 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 Right.
Okay. All right, Sophia, I love that conversation. That's why we always let you kick it off. What's your second topic for us tonight? Because, baby, we ready for these spooky conversations.
Yeah,
Yes,
so my
ma'am.
next topic is going to be about Miss Nene Leakes and Greg Leakes. God rest his soul. But you know, right now Nene is grieving, and I can't imagine because I've never lost a husband. But you know, she talked about, she was asked in a interview about who all supported her, you know, during her grieving stage, you know, and she stated that basically all the girls basically from the Housewife franchise basically supported her, but you know, they all collectively put in on a $200 flower arrangement, and she didn't understand that. And she also brought up the fact that Cynthia Bailey didn't get in touch with her until after Greg's repass. And so, you know, for me, I understand both parts. You know, if I don't really interact with someone, I don't expect them to reach out in my time of need. So if they do, you know, I will be appreciative. But, you know, if they don't, or they do the bare minimum, to me, it wouldn't matter. But I don't want to judge her because I don't know, you know, what she's going through. I know that she's still grieving, and you know, there's different stages to grieving. So do you ladies think that she's wrong for feeling the way she feel and saying something about it? And on the flip side, Claudia Jordan, she commented and said that, you know, a lot of people don't care for Nene, so she ought to be glad that anybody even reached out to her. Ooh. So, what you ladies think about that?
I think on that one. Go ahead, Maya.
I think everybody agrees differently. How she feel is how she feel. You know, we can't say, you know, her feelings, that's how she feel, is how she feel. Everybody agrees differently. It may be a year from now when she grieving off her husband, she needs somebody, and that person that she felt like wasn't there for her, you know, because you the grieving process is not like it takes time, you know what I'm saying, to just get over the fact that someone has died, you know what I'm saying? And maybe a year from now, somebody that she felt like that wasn't there for her, like right then and there when he died, they may be there for her, and you know, like, hey, I'm here for you. I understand I wasn't there for you initially, but I see what you're dealing with now, what you're going through now, and I'm here for you now. Just saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna say this. I think I'm reading this book called Defining Moments, right? And it is talking about the things, if you look back over your life, what are those things that you remember? And I think the passing of somebody close to you, whether it's your mother, your husband, whoever it is, that is a defining moment that you're going to remember for the rest of your life. So I can kind of relate to what Nene is saying because I'm a very sensitive and emotional person. So in that defining moment, if I feel like, let's keep 100, y'all might goal setters, my goal friends, my Southern sisters. I better get a call or something. I mean, show up to the funeral, send the baskets, send the cakes, send something. Because you know me and you know that that's something near and dear. And even if you're a human being, you can recognize that that is something as a human being that can't be replaced. It is a defining moment. It's not that, you know, I lost my house or I got some personal issues. It is someone that died that will never return to this earth, right? And if you've ever experienced death, that can take you into some really sad, dark places, right? And think about your spouse. That's the person you come home to every day. That's the person you confide in. And if they're gone, I think I would probably remember, because that's such a huge defining moment, the people that were there for me and the people that were not there for me. And I personally would probably look at those relationships differently at that moment, because it's such a pivotal defining moment. I know for me, I show gratitude to those who show gratitude to me, right? And that's just not me personally. Everybody's not like that. But for me, passing of a spouse, you better show up and show out, period. And that's some spooked up conversation. Karen, what you think?
Okay, my opinion is, you know, when she was talking about it, I mean, I get what she was saying, but at the same time, we all kind of know how Nene has been with all of them, you know, each different relationship, you know, how shady she's been. So my thing is, if you were shady like that, then, you know, I may text you or something like that, but I probably won't go all out because of how you treat to me, because I'm the type person, just because you got a problem with somebody else, if I don't have a problem, you got to do something to me for me to have a problem with you. You know what I mean? So, you know, despite what the other girls, you know, how they were and how Nene is, I mean, you could reach out and say, hey, my condolences, you know, to you or something like that. But with the way that she was, you know, now you want somebody to come to your rescue, you got to give an account of how you treat people, how you value your friendships. You know what I'm saying? Because people ain't finna be there for you if you all nasty to them and all that stuff. And then, you know, the flip side of that too, sometimes people grieve differently, you know, and then people giving them their space. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you just kind of, you know, give them their space or whatever and let them go through. Then you could, you know what I'm saying, reach out. Because granted, when somebody died, your phone ringing, text is blowing up, all that. But I just say that to say I know how Nene was with each one of those girls. So, you know, your relationship has got to be, and it got to be genuine, you know. And then if you had a disagreement or something, go back and try to mend it if it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? Or if this person is valuable to you. But Nene got to watch out on how she treated each one of them. You know, and now you want somebody to be there for you, but look at your treatment. Mm-hmm. You know, so you got to be careful, you know what I'm saying, in that aspect. And you got the value, you know. Other than that, no, as you can see, no, they got $200 together now and gave her a bouquet of flowers. You know? Each one of them could have did 200 a piece. You know what I'm saying? But look at how you treat people. You know, you got to give an account, so you have to be careful. You know, so that, you know, that's my opinion with that.
Hey, baby, Karen, KK, your opinion was facts on that spooked up conversation.
Yeah, I'm serious. You know, people be like, well, you know, we was cool or whatever. Yeah, we was. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget about what you did. You know what I'm saying? I might have forgave you, you know, but it ain't gonna never be the same.
That's
because
right.
It happened. You know what I'm saying? So you got something going on. I'm not finna be running get no bouquet of flowers for you. My condolences. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And I'm gonna keep my distance. That's just, I mean, it is what it is. Especially if you ain't came out for me, you ain't supported me, you ain't did none of that. I'm gonna treat you. See what people do when you treat them how they treat you. Oh, they want to get mad. Look at what you did. My reaction is based off what you did to me. I got feelings as well. You know what I'm saying?
How they ain't showed up for you. They don't congratulate you. They not there to support you. But then something happened in their life, and then they want you to be sending flowers and saying my condolences. I'm not gonna play with you.
They want to play victim, in other words. You know what I'm saying? No, you know, sorry for your loss. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna say if you need something, let me know. I ain't that type. Cause when I cut it, I cut it. You know what I'm saying? My condolences. I keep you in my prayers. Cause I ain't gonna pray that bad on you. Cause I don't want it to come back on me. You know what I'm saying? But far as like doing all that, no, that's just me. I'm not finna do it. Cause I don't want you to think we back cool. If we squashed it in, let it go right there. I say something, but because some people like, we back cool now. Nah, we ain't
Yeah.
like that. I'm just offering my condolences, So, you just have to be careful on how you treat people. And if you got friendship, value it, and then if you had a discrepancy about it, try to mend it. And then if not, it's fine. Sometimes people just grow old. People come
Yeah.
in life for different seasons and reasons.
Exactly.
It could very well be up, during that time. So, that's something
Praise
she got to give
Savior.
an account of.
Praise. I'm gonna drink my tea on that one.
Look, that's spooked up.
Yeah.
Now that is spooked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
With no attitudes on Halloween, baby.
Yeah.
All right. So now I'm gonna get over to Maya. What is your topic? What do you want to talk about, Maya?
So I have a juicy, spooked up conversation. And of course is vaccine or no vaccine. My opinion on this vaccine, I have not been vaccinated. I have people that feel some type of way about it. But at the end of the day, it's my body. It's my choice. And I think that we as Americans, as people, should respect that. That's one thing about being American is having a choice. You have people in other countries, they have no choice. They have to get the vaccine, period. They don't have to, they have no choice at all. And people say, oh, ain't nobody died from the vaccine. Yes, it has. People have died from the vaccine. You have companies at this point saying that they will not hire people unless they have the vaccine, period. You cannot get a job working at certain companies without having the vaccine. And in my opinion, I think it's unfair. I feel like a person should have a choice what they put inside of their body. I think that people shouldn't judge people based on them getting or not getting the vaccine. I think that we have to be able to say, hey, this is my body. I want to pick and choose what's going to be coming in. It's in my body. I shouldn't have to, my livelihood shouldn't determine if I take the vaccine or not. It shouldn't determine that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I should be able to work a job without getting the vaccine. And if the vaccine was a cure, I would understand that. But there's people out here that got the vaccine that are consistently getting COVID. Some people that have had the vaccine have had COVID once, getting COVID again, and had the vaccine. So if it was a cure, yes, I would understand. I'm the type of person, I'm a wait and see type of person, because I don't want to 5 years or a year from now, everybody is zombies. We all walk around, what is it, the apocalypse or whatever. What is it called? We all walk around the Walking Dead, you know what I'm saying? The Walking Dead, resurrections and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I want to wait and see, you know what I'm saying? At some point, I may get the vaccine, but you're not going to force me to do it because it's my body, you know what I'm saying? If 5 years from now, everybody walking around the Walking Dead, then, I'll be like, well, dang, I made the right decision. You feel me? I'm just saying, give me my choice. What y'all think?
You see, I had to pour me another drink on that one.
Well, I'll make a comment on that because I agree with Maya. I feel like it should partially agree with Maya. I feel like it should be, your choice if you want to get vaccinated or not, and you shouldn't be judged for that. But on the flip side, I also feel like that's your choice to not get vaccinated, but you should make sure you take every precaution to not expose someone else. Because I feel like it's very selfish. If you don't get vaccinated, you walk around with no mask, your children don't have a mask, and you're everywhere, you're out and about, you're really exposing yourself, and you're exposing the people that are around you. And I feel like that's very selfish. And I am very biased to that standpoint because I lost 3 people that were in my family. And to hear the story about one of my cousins who got it, and that he got it from his job, and he infected his mother and his girlfriend and my cousin and his first cousin. And so, all of them got put in the hospital, and he was aware that he had got his mother and his cousin sick, and all 3 of them died day after, back to back. And so I know on his final days, he had to live with the fact that his mom was dying, and he was dying, and he was actually at the hospital begging to get the shot, but it was too late then. So I feel like no one should be forced, but you should make sure you wear your mask and you properly wear your mask, because if you don't do that, you're a selfish person, in my opinion. And that's my opinion on that.
I'm gonna sip to that. Karen, you got some thoughts?
Yes. I think it's a choice. I mean, because the way I feel it is each his own. You know, people gonna damn you if you do it. People gonna damn you if you don't do it. You know what I mean? So to me, it's a personal choice as to, you know what I'm saying, what you want to do. I am, you know what I'm saying, fully vaccinated, and I did it because when I was taking trips and, you know, doing all type of stuff, and I had a loved one to die as well, I didn't want to, you know, number one, transmitted, you know, anything to my husband because he still go out in the elements, you know, and I work from home. So, you know, my whole family, we're all vaccinated. So we did it as a, you know, as a family thing too, because I wanted to see my grandmother, you know, and we finally convinced her, you know, to get vaccinated. But I don't think it's a right or wrong choice. It's a personal choice.
Yeah.
You know, and like I say, you know, each his own, you know, whatever it is, the news always want to say, well, you know, this person died. Just as many people dying, in my opinion, it's a lot of people out here recovering as well. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they don't say, you know. So my thing is, you know, if you're not, just stay up on your vitamins, wear your mask, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, just take every precaution, you know, that you can, because as we can see, you know, the only thing about it, you can still catch COVID just like the flu. You can still catch it. It just shouldn't be unto death, you know. But if you got other underlying conditions, that's going to work towards you too. So to me, in my opinion, I just think it's a personal choice. It ain't no right or wrong way, you know, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Well said. So I'll wrap this piece up, but here are my statements. Educate yourself and your family members before you make a decision. I definitely say that it is a personal choice, but education matters. And that means doing your due diligence to make an educated decision. Don't have a stance if you don't have facts to stand on, right? To Karen's point, people have lived with it. People have died with it. When it first kicked off, it flew through my household like death in the night. And it laid us all down. Uniquely, my son didn't have any symptoms except for a bloody nose, which every time I tell a doctor that, they're like, that's weird. So I think some things to think about is, number one, this was a new virus that not even the people giving us the information were quite clear on. When I made my decision to get the vaccination, it was because I had experienced it. And I had friends and friends of friends who were either getting it, not making it, coming out with it with breathing issues, lung issues, or even not making it. I have an older mother. So my decision to get it not only was for myself, even though I had it, right? And there wasn't enough studies out to say if you had it, you're immune to it, or do you still need the vaccination if you've had it, right? Because your body should build its own antibodies once you've had a virus. But I had to make that decision because I thought about the people that I'm around. And number one, it was my mother, who's 80 years old. Should I take that risk to go see her daily and then put her in harm's way, who has a heart condition? But in that same breath, my mother is really struggling with making that decision because she is 80. She has several health conditions that are huge, right? So what her reverted action was to act in fear, which was to isolate. So, you have to just think about, I think what Safira said, and that's thinking about everybody. Ultimately, it is your decision. If you decide not to make that decision, then make the decision, even if you don't know that the mask isn't hurting you, it ain't hurting the other person. Put it on when you out in public. If you are spaced away from people, there were so many studies and YouTube videos that just show, even just seeing people spit. If you go on YouTube and look at just how spit flies through the air, I don't care if you trying to stay away from COVID, flu, or just them nasty slop that you don't know about to hit your face and your tongue. I think I'm gonna put my mask on and be like, don't come near me, because even if you ain't got COVID, I want you to watch this YouTube video. I don't want you to spit on my face.
Right.
So I just think it doesn't matter what it is, taking that precaution to say, hey, let me protect people. I could be asymptomatic, and maybe that's why I've never had any type of reaction. My son was pretty much asymptomatic. He didn't have nothing but a nosebleed. We don't know why that occurred, right? But he was up and at it. But we still took the precaution to keep him home because it might be a kid in his classroom that has something underlying and they don't make it. So I think that's a simple decision, and you get to choose how you operate in your own home. From the business side of it, I do work for a company that made that decision to say, hey, if you want to work here, I don't own that company. That's the decision you get to make, right? If you own your own company, you can say, hey, do what you want. You work for somebody else and they say to work here, and most companies gave an option. You either get the vaccination or you get tested, and here where you stay home or you do this, you do that, right? So a lot of companies gave you options, but you have to remember you work for that company, and ultimately that company isn't coming against you. They're protecting their bottom line and their bottom dollar lawsuit. So it's sometimes the picture is a lot bigger than just your space. And I think that as human beings, sometimes we have to consider the bigger picture, right? And as humankind, if we just do that in itself in our everyday life, instead of just being so focused on, I feel, I don't do this, what can you do, right? What can you do? Why is somebody, let me step outside of myself and let me think logically, why is this person making this decision, right? If I'm not clear, let me educate myself and find out the why behind it. And I guarantee you'll have different decisions just in everyday life. So again, honey, Maya, that was some spooked up conversation, baby. I'm ready to change the topic. Vaccine, no vaccine, COVID, baby. I done had enough these last 2 years. What is your topic, honey?
Right. It's the harsh reality we deal with.
It is. All right, Maya, you passing it on, or you got something else you want to talk about, baby?
I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on to Karen. What you got, girl?
All right,
okay. My topic coming up is going to be the Alec Baldwin case, where the cinematographer and another one, she was killed and the other guy was injured. You know, in that with the prop gun having a live bullet, it shouldn't have. So my take on that is, you know, at the end of the day, you got to start from the top all the way down to the bottom, you know, because it seemed like it was errors all kinds of ways. But what got me was people were walking off the set the same day, you know, that it happened, like because of safety measures, you know. So my thing is, you got to hold people accountable and responsible. Yeah. But when you dealing with something like that, I mean, guns, people, I always say, guns don't kill people. It's the, you know, it's the people, you know what I'm saying? Because if you, wherever you aim it at, that's where it's going, you know. But I mean, you got to take responsibility for your actions. And to me, that's in anything, but it's sad that somebody had to lose their life in order for it to, you know, come to the light. So it's almost seemed like, you know, with that said, it was almost a killing or something, something tragic waiting to happen. Because when people walk off, that says a lot. You know, like they don't want to be in that, you know, environment or whatever is going on. So, you know, I was looking at World News today, and they were saying, you know, that the prop guns, this one guy, he said that a prop gun shouldn't even take live bullets. You know, it should only take, you know, blanks. And then they had some, I think some live rounds was in there, but they didn't check all of them. You know, they only checked a few of them. So they didn't check all the bullets that was in the gun. And unfortunately, like I say, when he shot, you know, the lady got killed. So I just think, you know, with that is very messed up that a life was lost. You know what I'm saying? And now a husband without his wife, a son is without the mother, you know. So we just got to be careful and, you know, take responsibility for our actions. But then the district attorney said it was too, you know, soon to try to, you know, name something in there. But, you know, you got to do better, you know, when it comes down to, you know, something like that, especially when a life is lost. I mean, you got to go back to how the set was set up, who had the guns, They say they had over 500, rounds of ammunition. You know what I mean? Who playing with the gun? I think some people were playing with the gun even before it was shot. So if you're gonna play with it, just make sure it's no live rounds in there. It should be blanks. So I believe who's that? Bruce Lee's son, I believe he got killed.
Yeah.
Like that too. So it gotta be something done, about that, because innocent people losing their lives over, human error. And don't get me wrong, we all human. There's gonna be human error, but to me, you gotta be extra careful when you're dealing with something like that.
Man, I'm with
so that's and then like I said, it's just unfortunate that somebody lost their life, but who do you charge, or who do you get? You know what I'm saying? Who's at fault? And somebody. So I think it's gonna be probably quite a few people, but it's gonna be a lengthy investigation too.
I agree. So what y'all think about that, honey? Because that's some spooked up conversation right there.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like the whole studio should be at fault, because whoever owned the gun, whoever owned that gun, because you have a responsibility to a gun, to a weapon, whether it's a fake gun or it's a real gun. You have a responsibility to that gun. Period. And my thing is, of course, if he don't say he grabbed the gun, he's not gonna know that it has real bullets on it. But I feel like the people that's hired to know should know. Period. Whoever brought that gun to that set, is their responsibility to make sure that that gun is not, it's not going to be of any what's the word I'm trying to say, y'all?
Danger
to people that's around.
Slow down, Kay. No, you know what, Maya? I'm totally with you. Again, just a tragic situation. Beautiful young lady. Again, God rest her soul. Condolences to her family, most definitely. I even think about Alec Baldwin. I was reading an article today that said that he's kind of laying low with his children because, at the cost of making a movie, right? How did that type of accident happen? And for him to have to even live with that, and knowing, and I think they even said he was reaching out to the family and trying to figure out what he could do to console them, because at the end of the day, like Karen said, somebody got to be held responsible. And, as a human being, you're going to feel some type of way about the person that shot him. But if you have some grace and forgiveness, in this situation, you would hope that it wasn't done intentionally, right? But why the heck HE double hockey sticks and live ammo on a dang on set with technology today? Exactly. And you can do graphics that can show people dying. So right. I think this is a wake-up call to the movie industry to make some better decisions, get some better technology, because nobody should be losing their life on a movie set with live ammunition. Baby, that is some spooked up situation. Yep. What you think, Miss Safira? Round that off.
There's no way to right that wrong.
Right.
Okay, so who do we have next?
Okay, that's all you gotta say. All right. I think I'm up next, last but not least. So I think I want to lighten this a little bit. Let's do something fun, y'all.
Okay.
We are Southern Sisters again. Don't forget, y'all out there watching us, like, share, comment, do whatever you can, support Black business, keep an eye out for our next live. But we're gonna lighten it up and do some spitfire questions, some round table. So my first question to the group is, how has your year been so far? Because we are in October, the end of October. Preparing for Halloween this weekend, getting our families ready. We got 2 months left in this year. So how has your year been? What's been your biggest challenge? Who wants to take that one first?
Oh, I'll take that. Alex, for 300. The biggest challenge that I have had this year by far is buying the home and selling the home at the same time. With 3 small children it has been an emotional roller coaster for me. I had purchased a house for just me by myself at one time, and I was in a house for a number of years. But purchasing a home for my family and letting go of that other home that I had, releasing that, it was very emotional. Just just getting my kids into a different school system, it's just been a lot for me this year, and I never thought it would be that emotional. I have laughed, I have cried, and I have blood, sweat, and tears through this whole process. So I really take my hat off to people who are moving with families. It's one thing to move by yourself with just you, but when you have to move your kids, your husband, and all of that, it's a big challenge. I am blessed to have a new home, and we're settled at this point. But the whole process, I mean, just very emotional process. So I take my hat off to anyone who's moving with their family, and just pray for them that this is a smooth transition.
Okay, well said, honey. And that is a spooky conversation. All right, who taking that one next? We'll take one more on that one, then I'm gonna throw out a second question. So who else has something to share about their biggest challenge for this year?
So I'll jump in.
Okay.
And I would say my biggest challenge is I am very much so an introvert. I love to be at home. I love to be with my family in the comforts of our home. But it's been very challenging because, with working my job, my full-time job, and then trying to run multiple businesses and stuff like that, it requires me to be outside. And for me, it has caused a lot of anxiety because I'm a person that you could lock me in a house for a year and I would be perfectly fine. I would prefer that. But just trying to stay afloat and not let the fear of getting sick or getting my family members sick, it has really stressed me out. But on the flip side, with all the tragic things that have happened all in the world, I have really been blessed, so it kind of like a catch-22. You don't want to complain because you're out in the world and you're having to work because you are able to, thank God I'm able to work and have a job to take care of me and my family, but I just want to be at home. I want to be quarantined.
Oh, Lord, you want to take us back to quarantine? No, ma'am. But you know what, Sophia, that is a great segue. So I think me and Karen going to take the next question. Karen, tell us, based off everything that's happened, how are you been able to keep your peace? What things are you doing, and what suggestions do you have for our audience about keeping your peace?
Okay. Number one, pray. That's number one. I always say I like to get the peace that surpasses all understanding. Once you get that peace that surpasses all understanding, you don't give a flying flip about nothing. Some people may think you're arrogant or, whatever. You just don't care because, my God got it. You know what I'm saying? Or a higher power, got it. But it doesn't happen overnight. You get that peace when you're going through things. And to me, it just increases your faith, with that. So, just kind of reading, doing what you love, throughout this pandemic, it done hit all of us in different ways, losing family members, income could have went down. Adjusting personally for me was adjusting working from home because I've been working ever since I was 16. So this is like my first time ever, working from home. It was a huge adjustment because I missed the interaction and kind of like my social skills have, personally went down. But, at the end of the day, I done got spoiled now. You know what I'm saying? When they say come in the office, I'm like, what? If it's just for a day, I'm good, so. Just trying to adjust, keeping your peace, just doing things you like to do, self-care. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's nothing but laying down in the bed, eating your face, you know what I'm saying? Eat what you want to eat or, doing it, don't let nobody always, can't steal your joy and your peace, because if you let somebody get that close to you to do that, you don't let them get too close to you. Should no one come in to steal your, peace. I pray for peace in my home, peace on the job. You know what I'm saying? Although I'm working from home, but stuff still goes on. I'm just not physically there, So, peace, just doing what you like to do. You know what I'm saying? Keeping your own sanity so you can have, you know what I'm saying, peace. And then when you have, situations come and all that, you know what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? You can't let nobody get to the inner circle. You can't let nobody get to you, or whatever, because people will try it. You know what I'm saying? And I always say it's a way on how you deal with things. It's a way on how you do things, but for me, is I like to shop. You know what I'm saying? So I like the clearance shop. You know what I'm saying? Now that's just me. I got a coupon code. Hey, Amazon be at my house, pay over many times. But that's just my hobby. That's something that I, you know what I'm saying, that I like to do, but I don't let it interfere with my household income. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to be out here just shopping and my lights get turned off. That's foolishness.
Hello?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a way that, you know what I'm saying, that you prioritize in what you do. I just think if you please yourself, you know what I'm saying, you ain't gonna have no problem pleasing anybody else because you're satisfied with who you are. You're satisfied with, what you're doing. Okay, if it ain't never going to get a pedicure, getting your hair done, getting a manicure, just like whatever. Sometimes solo time is good. Even being married, I still go and have lunch by myself. You know what I'm saying? Just to regroup, just to think about some things. It's nothing against my husband, but everybody need alone time. Single or married. So you need that time to yourself to regroup so you can be better to the next person or be better at, whatever it is you're doing. So I just say, keeping your peace is taking time for yourself, because if you got yourself together, you can deal with everything else. It may be a challenge, but it won't affect you, you know what I'm saying, as much, because things affect us because we're women.
Yeah.
And one thing about women, we're emotional creatures, so it's going to affect us. But I always say it's how you handle it. So just doing what you love to do. If it's something you want to do, I always say do it. You only live once,
Right.
that's it. You want to go somewhere, you might not can't go right then, but it's never, I always say delay doesn't mean denial. You might just can't do it then. You know what I'm saying? So, if you want to go to Hawaii, okay, I might not can't go now, but one of these days I'm going, let me stack my little money. You got to have a plan of A, B, C, D. You know what I'm saying? So, just doing what you love to do. For me, I like to read books. Like I say, for me, I like to shop. And then I like to, you know what I'm saying, go out, try different restaurants, you know what I'm saying, and eat like that. I love helping others, you know what I'm saying, donating clothes or, whatever. I like to just give and just help people. It puts a smile, you know what I'm saying, on my face if I can. But you got to be careful these days, because, honey, some folk could use you, so you got to differentiate on the help. You know what I'm saying? So, I just think if you got yourself together, you can be good for everybody else. So.
Totally agree. Ooh, honey, well said. Baby, if you ain't find no gems and what KK just laid on the table, something wrong with you. Just spooky conversation. All right, ladies, we're going to get ready to wrap this thing up, and I'm going to do a quick round table because we like to end on a light note, and we are all looking so beautiful tonight in our spooky costumes. Drink to that. So, Spitfire question. Ladies of the Southern Sisters, give us one beauty tip you think every Southern Sister member, follower, sharer should know. Kick it off. Who going first? A beauty tip. One beauty tip. What we need to know out in these streets.
Of course, if you don't want to have lipstick on your teeth and you put your lipstick on, viewer discretion advised.
Oh Lord.
When you put your lipstick on, take your finger, put it in your mouth, suck it, pull it out, and you won't have lipstick on your teeth.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna bring it back because I don't know where we was about to go. Come back in February for that Triple X conversation. University, y'all the spray numbing foot spray. Y'all ever seen that? I can't think of what it's called. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
If you got foot pain, it's like a topical spray you can spray on your foot to numb it. Okay, well, honey, on TikTok University, baby, they said if you like to put on your heels, and I'm flat-footed, baby. So if y'all be out with me, y'all know I got me. I'm either got my shoes off, or I'm crying, I'm wobbling down the street. So, honey, I done tried that. I put the little cream on my feet, my feety toes. Them things was numb. I was in my heels like, wait a minute. But I'm going to tell you what, when you get home and that shit baby, you don't need you some 800 milligrams, but you won't because it do work. Get you some spray, foot numbing cream if you can't walk in your heels, and you'll be fine on that catwalk. All right, who next? Go ahead, Karen or Sophia. Give us a beauty tip.
Okay, I go. If you got dry skin, because I have very dry skin, I use Cetaphil daily cleanser, and then I use the Cetaphil lotion. Like after I get done washing my face, I pat it dry so it still has some moisture to it, and then I put the lotion on it, so it keeps me all day without your face feeling like it's tight or you can't move it. So it's a moisturizer with it. It's kind of expensive, but if you catch a deal on it, it's really good for dry skin. And then too, I thought about something too. I used to be real ashy, especially like back in the day. I used to be like, lotion alone just don't get it. So I found a trick with Vaseline, because I don't care for the baby oil, because to me it gets a little, messy. So I just use Vaseline with the lotion. Keeps me not white all day. It keeps my color.
You know what, Karen? I've been trying to figure out how to patent now. I'm like, well, Vaseline already exists, so I'm with you. I mix any lotion I have, it's always gonna have a handful of Vaseline mixed with it.
Right.
And I'm playing that oil,
right. And I don't like the oil, so I was like, you know what? I just do it, and it works. And then I keep a little thing of Vaseline with me, a little trial size, so if I'm somewhere and something kick up, I just put it on. Yep. Okay, Sophia, you're up. Your beauty tip.
Well, my beauty tip is, it's similar to what you do, Karen, but I use the baby oil. So I love to use my favorite lotion, but I add a little drop of baby oil and mix it up and lather it on my body. And I get a lot of compliments all the time about how good I smell, but that's one of my little tricks, because that has a scent, and then I put my favorite fragrance for the day on top of it, and people is always telling me how good I smell, making me feel good. So
that must be like, baby, you smell like a baby.
Yes. It leaves my skin soft, so my skin is soft year round, because you gotta be feeling soft and smelling good.
Ladies, it is not Valentine's Day. I don't know what's wrong with y'all over there in Alabama. Relaxing. No more liquor for us. You know what, ladies? That is some spooked up stuff. So with that being said, let's hold up a glass, because tonight it has been some spooky conversation. And I have enjoyed every minute of it.
Me too.
Get your glass in the air for a final sip with Southern Sisters.
Yes.
And with that being said, I'm going to hold our sign up again. You drank too much. Like, share, follow us. We are going to post this, and we want you to enjoy this conversation. It has been a spooky night on a spooky weekend with some spooky conversation with some spooky ladies. So with that being said, Maya, Sophia, Karen, Aisha, two sisters in love, or three sisters in love that are missing. We are so excited, and my person is trying to cast the film. Thank you for joining us. We will see you in future engagements. Looking forward. Share. Engage. Thank you, and goodbye.
Good night. Happy Halloween.
Lift a glass and have a talk with Southern Sister Entertainment.